Entertainment Services from Hamilton, Ohio on the Great Miami River. Art Ekman and Mark Jackson bringing you this wonderful action. And speaking of wonder, it's Wonder Lake.
A back barefoot line. As a skier, I really prefer to go through rough water backwards as opposed to forwards.
This team from Illinois has no home site. They have 13 shows a year, including 5 tournaments. But they're tournament ready, as far as this line can tell us.
This is the 1996 National Championship team, and they've added talent since then, and they were talent heavy back then.
Look at the beautiful costumes. These young ladies will go up to 6 costume changes a show.
And that's part of the difficulty of the Show Ski Nationals. It adds a tremendous element of stress when you have to do all those types of costume changes throughout the course of a show.
Just dawning on me, Mark, with no home site, they have to adjust to a new site every show.
Well, they pride themselves in being very adaptable, show adaptable, when they are doing these road shows.
The ballet line, terrific. As we go to the jump team.
Bob and George Hartman, 2 professional former show skiers from SeaWorld. Front flip, a gainer. You know, these guys really execute well, but the style, it's inimitable.
And here's what this team excels at: barefooting. Barefooting off the tower, backward barefooting, you name it.
You know, backward barefooting is very difficult in and of itself, but the starts in these types of conditions, when you have the current going with you, it has a tendency to roll your heels over, and it makes it that much more difficult.
Okay, someone who hasn't seen barefooting before, does that hurt the bottom of their feet, Mark?
Actually, it really doesn't. It almost feels like you're taking a garden hose and squirting the bottom of your feet, but they make it look good.
A real family affair for this team as we go off the beach now.
Now, this is always somewhat unnerving if you're on the outside, because you're trying to stabilize yourself, you're trying to see where you're going, and ultimately you have to plant those feet and stand up for the judges to score it high.
2 more of Wonder Lake's young talents from the high tower.
An added degree of difficulty because you're taking off from an elevated platform. Again, the teamwork between driver and skier. The driver must accelerate smoothly. The skier has to plant his feet and ultimately stand up. Excellent performance.
Their team mentioning that this is the most talent they've ever had.
Again, the Hartman brothers performing a 1 ski gainer, unbelievable degree of difficulty, and it's just like, you know, they do it every day, of course, which they used to.
So synchronized. This next act could be a big point producer. Notice the barefooter, the back barefooter already in progress.
Now we're stepping around to pick up a front barefooter. The boat speed has to... This is the ultimate in teamwork, because the start for the back barefooter is totally different than it is for the front barefooter. The boat accelerates, the back barefoot is beating, he's slamming. You know, I'm just getting pounded back there. The front barefooter is actually drowning. The water's coming in through his nose, through his mouth. Ultimately, you have to stand up, and now I'm halfway through this circle. And I've been beating and I've been slamming. I've been around the circle 1 time. Now I've got to make it back into shore, and ultimately I'm going to have to across the wake, and I've got to be thinking about bending my knees, keep that rope tight. Oh! He didn't quite make it.
But the crowd is going wild. Wonder Lake ski team has got a good point score, I'm sure. It's been a very entertaining and skillful show. The judges, 2,101 points. The new leader. Mark talked with Wonder Lake's directors.
How do you feel about your last show?
Well, I'm pretty happy. Everybody worked together. It's a team effort. You know, it was pretty rough out there, but, you know, I'm happy. A lot of the big stuff came off, and it was great.
Wonder Lake has set a new standard for this year's Show Ski Nationals. We'll be right back with more.